Welcome into Friday Night in the Boot. Spencer Verrett alongside Steve Schneider. And Steve, this morning, I said it felt like Christmas Eve. We're one game. Teams are punching their ticket to the Domes tonight. Semifinals. It's huge. It was cold, very cold tonight. It's kind of, matching that weather finally instead of having, some hot playoff games. But what a night, right?
You're a kid, you get that great gift under the tree, you remember it forever, and certainly the guys who get to go to the Superdome and play for a state championship, it's almost as big as actually winning the state title for a lot of these guys, the fact they get to play in an NFL stadium and a shot at the title. We're going to start right at the top. Neville, a #1 seed, taking on Central, a 1 versus 4 matchup, and boy, the battle lines were drawn early. You see Central has this tradition, walking hand in hand. The Neville players not on the field, but the coaches and some of the Tigers made the Wildcats know this is their home turf. Fireworks even before the game kicked off. Captains did exchange those handshakes, and then the game. How about some lightning in a bottle, as in the first play of the game? Jalen Nichols, 80 yards, blazes it for a touchdown. He averages 100 yards a game. That's his 23rd touchdown of the season. Neville up 7-0. A.J. Allen right there on the sideline. And now, how about Central responding? Jackson Furman going to Gaden Garnett. A 1st and goal. They march 68 yards. Marvin Joseph scores from 4 yards out. Wildcats tied up early in the first. Tigers would keep feeding Nichols in this game, ripping off yardage. Central's got a great defense, but man, he finds the holes right here and sprints 48 yards on this play. And then sophomore Parker Robinson, 70% of his passes this year. High points that, though, for an interception. That's Stephen Rannell, a star Wildcat defender. Later in the second quarter, a 4th and 4. Neville trying to convert. Robinson to Thomas Campbell. Does he make it, though? Up against the sideline. All right, short of the first down. Tigers trying to get something going later. And the Wildcats hold, and then right before half. Look at that big hit in the secondary for the Tigers.
It's Juju Burns.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. End of the half, Nathan Zimmer, 43-yard attempt. He will sneak it over the crossbar, and Central goes in front. 10-7 your score at halftime on the road. Finally, some offense from the Tigers. Nichols' big night continuing in the third quarter and into the fourth. Finishing off the drive as he drags defenders into the end zone. 13-10, Neville with the lead. 9 minutes left in the fourth. The extra point was blocked, though. Jalen had over 250 yards on the night, adding to it here as he gets the big run up the middle. All Neville needs is one score to seal the deal. However, you see what happened right there. Central's defense, a crucial field goal block. Oh, no. Marvin Joseph takes it all the way for the touchdown.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Instead of a 16-10 game, the Tigers now trail 17-13. This pass across the middle is incomplete, and the Wildcats go all the way to Fun Row and have some fun, knocking off #1 Neville. 12-1 Central is. David Semino is headed back to the Superdome, where he took a team there, played for a team there. Neville loses this one in a heartbreaker, and Mike Collins, the head coach, certainly expected better.
I tell you what, that's a big win for Central. What a win for that community. David Semino in only his second year gets him to the Dome. I don't think he could have drawn it up perfectly than that. Another game up in North Louisiana, I guess you could say. We'll head over to Ruston, though. One of Neville's biggest rivals. A lot of people predicting a Ruston-Neville championship, but alas, one of them's already gone. Could Ruston do their end of the job? You see the student section there with the Vuvuzelas, I think they call them, popularized during the World Cup. You see the Rustons running out. That's Zarek Hill leading the way with a little bow celebration right behind the curtains. But Ruston's never beaten Destrehan, so they felt like they owed him one this year, and owed him one they certainly did. Short field Josh Brantley. He'll hand off to DeLone Brooks for a touchdown. That'll make it 7-0. Student section loving that early. After Ruston picks off Destrehan, another short field, Joshua Brantley. He goes, there's a pickoff there from number 17. So good short field opportunity here for Ruston. And we're going to see Go with Brantley. He's going to look into the end zone, and he's going to find his man wide open. That's Jordan Parker, pretty much by himself, and it's 14-0 Ruston early. Could the Wildcats respond? We already saw one Wildcat go up north and win. Could the other one? There's Aiden Anding right there, the LSU commit. Maybe coming off a little gingerly.
Yeah, a little limping.
But here comes Jackson Fields. He's passing it out wide and laying the boom. Laying the boom. Jaden Anding. That's Aiden's brother, I believe, with the massive hit. Teammates were pumped up. They say, you saw that? You saw that? Oh, man. What a hit. Brantley back on the offensive side of things, and there he goes again. There's DeLone Brooks. And guess what? That's a 44-yard touchdown run. It's 21-0 Ruston, making it look easy in the state semifinals. Later, now the Bearcats up 24-0. And guess who that is? That's Jordan Jet Hayes. And he'll go into Destrehan territory, and we're already holding up the W's and the L's. Jackson Fields looking to make something to go,
The defending champions, they have the right to do that.
They do. But Fields unable to do anything there. Peyton Bell takes him down for the sack. Ruston led 24-0 at the break. They would rattle off 20 more points in the second half. Destrehan is only able to get 7 points. Final score from this one, 44-7. I mean, as convincing as you want to be if you're Ruston. You know, you drop 2 games to Neville and Ash in the regular season. And you go out and you beat a team that you've never beaten before. And I'm sure Coach Ball and his team are really excited. And let's hear it now from Coach Ball and Joshua Brand.
I think it's big for our school and community. I think, you know, I knew that we had never beaten Destrehan since I've been the head coach here. And you look further into it, Ruston has never beaten Destrehan, period, in football. And you lay that out there for this group of guys that play this year, and they look at that as a challenge. Not one player or coach on our football team was looking past this ball game to get to anywhere. Everybody wanted to take care of this ball game because of that. And I applaud our coaching staff and our kids for staying focused on what they needed to be focused on, and that's this one ball game. And very proud for both groups.
It means a lot to me, knowing that we finally got the job done. We got it done for those past classmates and teammates. But now we got the next step. We're going back to work tomorrow to finish the job in New Orleans Saturday.
Steve, what an impressive win for Ruston. I will say, I'm pretty excited about this game. Central going to the Dome for the first time, and way before I was born, and maybe way before a lot of people were born. I believe 1961 was the last time they made the state finals. Never been to the Dome. But David Semino has, and I'm sure he'll have his boys ready. Should be a great experience.
And Coach Ball, I remember last year when we did the championship games down in the Dome and then talking to him afterwards, how much that program relies on those leaders, right? And their leadership takes that team in those critical moments in those big games. And, man, to blow out an opponent like that, to get to the Dome, that's impressive.
A team in Destrehan, which had a great season. They had to go on the road 3 straight times to North Louisiana. They couldn't get it done tonight, but to Neville and to Destrehan, great seasons, and I'm sure they'll be hungry for more next year. Don't go anywhere. We got some more coming up from you. We got pretty much every single game on the docket tonight, and we're going to get you some more highlights right after this break.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau. and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
One of the most thrilling games in the Dome last year was Calvary Baptist, and they knocked off a St. Charles Catholic team that really never ever experienced that before. They were so hot and so good for so long. And now, could Calvary get back? And the team that played St. Charles Catholic the year before that, Dunham, would they figure into the equation? So let's take a look at those two powers and see if they would end up colliding this year in the Dome.
Dunham hosting Bunkie in one of the best atmospheres, I think, of the night. Teams to remember, they play in December, right, Stephen? Both of these teams have had memorable seasons, but only one could make it, as we see a couple flips there. And look at this. This is the first play of the game. You're going to see a couple of pitches, but it ends up in Dylan Compton's hand. And guess what? We have wide open down the field. That's Amari Perry for the score on the first play of the game. I mean,
December to remember. I get it. I get it now.
We're pretty much we're 2 for 2 so far on games with scores on the first play. Then look at this. On the next kickoff, Dunham with a little bit of trouble. Ball's going to roll around a good bit. Who picks it up? Bunkie picks it up, and they get the ball right back, but nothing would come of that drive. But that's the exact start you want, especially on the road, but this is not what you want. Dylan Compton throws it up, and that pass is intercepted by Rivs Johnson. And the Panthers, they turn it over, maybe a little bit of a momentum boost for Dunham. Elijah Haven says, I'll take that momentum boost and I'll drop a bomb. Straight up a bomb to Trevor Heyman, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. That was a great deep pass, had just completed one before. And they, it's semifinal night. You got to get the mascots on screen. The Dumb Tiger pumped up. But could Compton and the Panthers answer? You betcha. Down the field, Kyle Johnson, wide open again pretty much. So we've seen 2 bombs so far. Bunkie goes back in front 16-8. The Haven train, I think I should start calling it. I think it has an answer of its own, because here he comes. Quarterback power to the left side. Coming into your living rooms a little bit. Cuts inside, cuts back out. And he's gone into the end zone. They go for the extra point this time. A great run by Haven, obviously. But now it's 16-15. And then right before half, Tigers threatening to take the lead. And Haven having to call his own number tonight due to a Colin Piku injury. Should be good for the Dome, but he fumbles it. And the Panthers come up. There's 30 seconds on the clock when this happened. So Bunkie able to go up in the half, up 16-15. But in the second half, Elijah Haven and Trevor Heyman get it done at an incredible level. And the Panthers season comes to an end. The Tigers and Neil Weiner, they're heading back to the Dome for the first time since, well, I guess you've already mentioned it, 2 years ago. 46-22, the final score. Dunham ran away with this game in the second half. Elijah Haven was electric, and, I mean, he did what he's supposed to do.
Neil Weiner, who did coverage analyst work for us last year because he was available. We're glad that Neil's not available this year. He gets a chance to take another team to the Superdome.
So we do have sound here from Coach Weiner, so let's hear from him after his team advanced.
Well, Bunkie was awesome. They were fired up. The crowd was great. The whole town of Bunkie, half of Avoyles Parish was here. What an awesome atmosphere for high school football. And Coach Hillman, they got a young coaching staff. What a great job. I was really proud of our kids. We've had a great week of practice. We've had a great season of practice. It's a really mature group, and it shows where, when things aren't working our way, they're able to handle it and, just deal with the adversity. And did it one more time, and we'll probably have to do it again next week.
All right, we mentioned Calvary. Could they get back to the Dome after beating the Comets last year? Well, standing in their way would be the Panthers of Catholic New Iberia, a 14-10 lead, and Tristan Lewis sneaks through the Cavs defense to put the Panthers up 21-10. The Cavs, Abram Wardell, of course, he's a good passer, but here he goes to Julius Moss. Picks up the first down. A few plays later, Wardell hands off to James Simon, who starred in the Superdome. The Texas recruit jumps into the end zone, cuts that lead to 21-17. The Cavs would get the ball back. They got to do some more, have more work to do. The defense for the Panthers holding strong here as the Cavs try to move into position. Wardell Looking downfield, Caleb Turner. Touchdown, Cavaliers, sending the home crowd into a frenzy, up 24-21, but Landry, with a 31-24 game, finds Joseph LeBlanc, their tight end, for the touchdown, 31-30. Catholic with the extra point.
I believe that was the game-winning field goal there.
After an onside kick, you're right, exactly right. So 33-31, they get the victory after getting the onside kick. I guess we didn't see that, but that's a huge win for the Panthers, who we saw them back in week 4. Landry was spectacular in that game against Notre Dame, and here they are coming back to the LHSAA network coverage, as we'll be doing their game now against Dunham's Tigers.
So Dunham beats one Big Red team. You know, Bunkie calls themselves Big Red. They got to go take on now another Big Red team in Catholic and New Iberia. What a win, though. I mean, that's the way you want to win a semifinal game, especially on the road. Drain a field goal with pretty much no time left on the clock. I mean, I'd love to be that kid tonight.
So Catholic New Iberia is in, but what about Catholic Baton Rouge, a perennial power in the Superdome, a state championship last year? As Friday Night in the Boot rolls on, we'll have their story coming up soon.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Buying online is easy, but not when it comes to buying medications. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl. Kids are dying from these fake pills. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. A lethal dose is smaller than a pencil point. Worse yet, medical professionals can't tell the difference between real pills and their counterfeits. Don't take anything that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. You know, every time you have Devils and Demons playing at home, it might be rough for the road team, but this is a chance to get to the Dome. So, hey, if you have to overcome that adversity, you try to do it, just like Iowa's Yellow Jackets.
They were heading over to Franklinton. You see the state champions in last time in 2010, the only time Franklinton's ever won a state championship. That was the last time they made the state championship game, and they get off to a good start here. Connor McGee, he takes the touch pass to the left side of the field for a nice gain, and they set the Demons up into the red zone. Coach Salt and his squad looking to, Coach Salt's been in the Dome, he's won in the Dome, but it's been a while for the Demons. But there's Cy Austin, and he takes it in to cap off the drive for a touchdown. Demons convert a 2-point conversion, makes the game 8-0. Here comes Iowa, though. Running back number 3, Cohen Charles. He takes the handoff, makes a good move, but he's brought down. Now the quarterback, Reed Dupree, he's going to air this one out. Looking to the right side of the end zone. Who's he got? Number 21. That is Jeremiah Bushnell for a Yellow Jacket touchdown. It's now 8-7. Franklinton still leads. Quarterback for Franklinton, Jacob Crane, who Coach Salt said is a hidden gem in the state of Louisiana. Looks over the middle. He finds his man number 3. Says goodbye to that guy, and that is Demickey's McLean for a nice gain. 3rd and 28 now. Crane's going to drop back to pass. He finds Austin. Austin's going to pick up the first down. More than a first down, he picks up a touchdown. Franklinton goes in front 15-7. Demons back on the field again now. Crane going to drop back again, throwing deep. And he's got his man again. It's Connor McGee again who runs in this time for a touchdown. It's 22-7. Franklinton really commanding lead over Iowa. Iowa had a great comeback last week. Pretty much the same scoreline against Franklin Parish. Would they be able to do it again? It's Dupree. He looks downfield, and he finds Jonathan Walker for a nice gain. And the Demons of Franklinton able to hold off Iowa in the end. It was closer than Coach Salt probably would have liked, but the Demons, the top-seeded Demons, heading to the Dome, final score 35-29 over Iowa. It was a battle of purple and gold, a lot of purple and gold in the stadium, I'm sure, but what a win for Coach Salt, and after last year, they went 3-8. That team is heading to the Dome.
Other side of the bracket, the Green Devils of Plaquemine hosting a team in green, the Cecilia Bulldogs, who we saw in the Superdome last year against Opelousas. A great, exciting thriller, but the Bulldogs came up on the short end, but lots of players back from that team. Nico Victorian hooking up here with Tyron Henderson, 39-yard touchdown, and the Green Devils jump out 7-0. But Cecilia's Diesel Solari finds B.J. Gordon on the screen. That's a touchdown, a 2-point play. They go in front by an 8-7 score. Victorian back to pass, but in the end zone. Check out Ellis Stewart. He plays receiver, gets that interception like he was a receiver, as Cecilia starts to take control of this game with offense and defense. Solari, an impressive run. The Diesel is loose.
Wow.
Down in a scoring position. Look at him, cut back. I'll tell you what, this guy's a fantastic player the last 3 years. Now he's going to play pitch and catch and find Stewart in the back of the end zone. Impressive grab, 15-7. They say that Stewart's the best athlete on campus, not just football, but track, baseball, basketball. You see his athleticism. Here he is recovering an onside kick. I'll tell you what, these guys are about to get rolling as Solari takes the direct snap there and in for a 22-7 Bulldogs lead in the first quarter. Now Nico Victorian trying to get the ball moving. Tyrese Mosby coming up big last week in the Green Devils' victory, but here he coughs up the football, and look who it is. Stewart is on the football again with the recovery, and then Solari back to throw, hits another completion. That's Braylon Jones. Look at the athleticism from this guy. He goes in and scores again. Right now they're making it a runaway.
They are. I mean, that's kind of the way Cecilia plays, as you see Mosby do.
Yeah, Mosby did bust through for a run there to at least get the Green Devils back in the game, 29-14, but Solari comes right back at you. Another touchdown pass. That, again, is B.J. Gordon, his second of the game. And now Cecilia's got the 36-13 lead at the half. In the third quarter, Solari, more points, takes it into the end zone to make it 42-14. The Bulldogs again, this time hook and ladder. Stewart and Jermaine Davis, number 22, makes it a 49-21 lead. Cecilia, so many weapons in that offense, so many different creative plays, and the defense coming up with one possession after another. Gordon on the defensive side now with the interception of the Victorian pass. The Bulldogs close out their scoring, a 44-yard touchdown run right here. And that pretty much put the icing on the cake as Braylon Calais, 55-35. Cecilia, an 18 seed. I don't think many people thought that these guys could be stopped after they averaged 52 points a game in their first 3 playoff games. You could bump that average up to 53 points a game now as they score 55 to get that victory.
I'll tell you what, at the start of the playoffs, when I saw Cecilia was an 18 seed, I said the same thing that Dennis Skane said. This might be the best 18 seed in the history. Regardless of bracket, regardless of classification, that team was an insane 18 seed, and they get to play for a dome. They get to go back there looking for their first state championship since, I believe, the 90s. Time before I was born.
He's a defensive coach, so he doesn't feel great about giving up 35 points, but he's got such a great offense, and he understands how many different phases of this game, the passing game, the running game, the special teams, and the turnovers can get you a victory, even if you give up 35. So we'll be looking for that in the Superdome.
I'm for sure interested in that matchup. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Salt can capture one, or would it be the Cecilia Bulldogs who finally get there? We mentioned Catholic earlier. We're going to have that for you in the next block. Don't go anywhere on Friday night in the booth.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future. for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
The Prep Classic preview on the LHSAA network. We're learning about the teams that punched their ticket tonight. We'll learn more about them for the Prep Classic preview. That'll be Tuesday at 7 p.m. here on the LHSAA network.
So usually we do the spotlight Wednesday at 7. This time it'll be all the football you can imagine. Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. We'll hear from all the teams that are headed to the Superdome in search of those state championships. All right, let's get back to Division I Select. The Ash Trojans hosting the Patriots of John Curtis. Purple and gold smoke there, and the Patriots the first possession. Running back Anthony Smith with the tough hit. Ash recovers the fumble, and there's a turnover for them. But however, they can't capitalize. Carson Sellers, he's going to be picked off by Xavier Brown. So the sophomore quarterback usually doesn't do that, but here he gives the Patriots the possession. But eventually, after doing nothing in their first 4 drives, the Trojans would finally get the engine in gear inside their own 10-yard line. A tunnel screen pass to Jimmy Duncan, and then a critical run to move the sticks. Later, they're going to go to J.T. Lindsay, 15 yards, and then a goal-to-go situation for the touchdown for the LSU commitment. So the Trojans up 7-0 as their students hope for more. And yeah, did you see that? Right off of the face mask, I guess. And the recovery for Cortez Simon. Ash, another chance to score in the final minute. Sellers to Tanner Townsend. That's a huge touchdown grab, and Ash posts a 14-0 lead going into halftime. In the second half, a big third down. The Trojans, Sellers, Duncan, again, moving the chains. The Patriots, solid defense. They execute well, but they're having a hard time hanging on here because that would lead to a field goal, and from there, Ash controls the game and wins it. 24-13 is your final. So Thomas Bachman's impressive team, undefeated at 13-0, just 1 win away from a state championship. J.T. Curtis and his team obviously had a nice run here at the end of the season, but just too much Trojans in this one.
Remarkable run for the Patriots, really. I mean, a lot of people counted them out heading into the playoffs. Didn't even know if they would win a game, but what I have learned is you never doubt J.T. Curtis, and a really spectacular run for this team. And what about that? We get to see the Ash Trojans back. I guess not in the Dome, because in 2020 they played in Natchitoches, I believe. So it'll be a fun time to see Ash in the Dome for the first time.
And the other big matchup, of course, and that's other side of the bracket, Catholic and Edna Karr. Okay, those are programs that have won 10 state titles since 2010 between the two of them, and the figure whoever goes out of this matchup maybe has a chance at getting another.
Right, and it was 2 unbeatens as well, and our favorite man himself, Garland Gillen, was on the scene to file this report.
It doesn't get any better than this one on the West Bank tonight. Catholic High, the defending state champs, against the undefeated Karr Cougars. Fireworks before the game and more explosions on the first possession of the contest. John Johnson connects with a wide open Dejon Smith for a 52-yard touchdown, 7-0 Cougars. Catholic on the attack at the 30 of Karr, but we have an interception. Tyreek Briglia grabs it. Cougars ball. Second quarter now, Karr punting, oh no. He drops the rock and gets smashed. Catholic set up in great field position. Few plays later, Jaden Miles punches it in from a yard out for the Bears. Extra point is no good, 7-6. Right before half, Catholic inside the 10, Turner Goldsmith to Amari Clayton for an 8-yard touchdown. Two-pointer no good, 12-7 at the break. After a failed fake punt, Karr has it 4th and 1 inside the 20. Johnson goes left, nothing there. Cuts it back right and takes it to the house. 14-12 Cougars. Karr not done by a long shot. Johnson goes deep to Dejon Smith. He mosses the defender. Yes, indeed, Karr in business. Very next play, Johnson calls his own number again. He's in for a 16-yard touchdown run. Cougars up 21-12. Now the defense is heating up. Corey Adams bringing the wood. The Ole Miss signee with the sack. Catholic would eventually punt. Fourth quarter now, Catholic inside the 10 of Karr. Goldsmith, quick hitter to Cohen LeBlanc. He squeezes it in for the touchdown. It's 21-19. 4th and 13 for Catholic. They break out the hook and ladder. Oh my, but not enough yards. Karr stops them. Karr now, 3rd and 7. Catholic, no timeouts left. Johnson calls his own number, gets the first down. Karr is headed to the Dome. They win 21-19.
Welcome back to the Dome. Welcome back. I think, man, the coaches and the players deserve nothing but the credit, man. I think, you know, this journey has been long for us, but I think it's better when it's hard. It's better when it's difficult, right? I think anytime you earn something, when somebody, they don't give you state championship appearances. You got to go out there and earn it. But I'm so proud of the student body, the crowd tonight. This is a great atmosphere for high school football.
It's doing good. You know, we've been here last year, so we experienced. We came back from work. We was down 5. We came back from 20 yards against Cold Across. You know, we've been here before, and we knew how to execute. We knew how to stay on track and not get distracted. It's amazing. You know, it's an amazing moment. We're going to the Dome, but we can't get complacent. Job's not finished.
The last time Karr went to a state title game was in 2020, and the last time they won it all was in 2019. From the West Bank, Garland Gillen, Fox 8, Local First.
Looked like a real party there on the West Bank. Edna Karr gets the win 21-19. They improved to 12-0 on the season. Tell you what, Bryce Bryant, he's got some real fashion there. I love that jacket he was wearing with the giant K on it. Maybe looked like a little bit of a Letterman jacket. I love the fashion.
Home sweet Dome for those guys playing right there in their hometown. Edna Karr, obviously their fans, their alumni will be excited about that. I remember on Friday last year, remember you had the 3 teams in black and orange. Opelousas, who won the title, they were out last week. Catholic High now eliminated with this loss. What about that other team? The Farmers of Union Parish. All 3 teams that day in black and orange won. We'll update Union Parish, the Farmers, and could they get back to the Dome coming up.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
The start of school means the start of new sports seasons, which unfortunately can mean injuries. Too often, sports injuries are treated with opioids, leading to addiction among our youth. And drug addictions can cause overdoses and deaths. If you're injured, ask your doctor for medicines and therapies that don't use opioids. And if you're struggling with opioid addiction, we can offer treatment. Opioid addiction is a losing game. You can help. Learn more at realhelpvr.com. That's realhelpvr.com.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep. Lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Levanta Davis, such a fantastic young coach. He's done it all, but last year, I mean, the way that St. James lost in the Superdome in the final seconds, it really shook him a little bit. But you know what? There's a lot of resolve in that Wildcats program, and they had to get a new quarterback and restart, and man, the effort they made tonight against Union Parish, the rematch of that game in the Superdome last year, take it away.
Tell you what, Union Parish and St. James, actually this whole division, all four teams were in the semifinals last year, but could the Wildcats take down Union? Joe Spatafora said this morning, no, they haven't seen any team that can run the ball like we do. And guess who their top runner is? Call him Tyquarius Wilson. And he takes the handoff around the right side. Big gain, gets the drive going. Braxton Patterson. Guess what? They can run the ball, but this year they throwing the ball too. Throw down to the touchdown, and that is Chase Meeking in the corner of the end zone. It's 7-0. St. James, they need the answer. They go to Kenny King Young. He takes a swing pass, gets into the end zone. We are tied up at 7. Union, they're going to answer right back. Like he said, you ain't never seen a team run the ball like we run the ball. And Tyquarius Wilson is a demon and a farmer running down the field. He gets into the end zone. No extra point, no good. 13-7 now. St. James, they do right back down there, though. Jawan Jackson finds Kamon Mitchell on the slant, cuts up, finds the end zone. It's now 14-13. And again, Union's going to look for the answer. Patterson, he finds Meeking again for the touchdown, and it's 21-14 after the two-point conversion is good. Jumping to late in the third, St. James now down 22-28. Jawan Jackson throws right, and it's picked off. And Ladarian Lloyd takes it to the house, and Union goes up 36-22, and maybe, just maybe, the Farmers are sniffing that the Dome is back in sight. Late fourth quarter action, though, St. James down by 1 now. Jackson's going to find Young. He gets out wide, and he gets a huge gain into the red zone. St. James is moving. And Young would eventually find the end zone. As we see him here, he's going to cut to the left side, run his way through traffic, and there he is in the end zone. And St. James now leads 43-36 with under a minute to go. Union, they have to score to stay alive. Patterson, he's going to pass it deep, needs his man downfield, intercepted. That is Gary White, and St. James is going to win the game. 43-36 is the final score. The Wildcats get revenge on Coach Joe Spatafora and the Farmers. Great season for them, but it's going to be weird. We've seen them in the Dome for 4 straight years this year. There's going to be no Farmers in the Dome this year, but we get to see Levanta Davis back again in the Dome. Congratulations to him and his squad. Really young squad as well. Starting a freshman quarterback, and you're going to the Dome.
Long bus ride back, but Coach Spat, hey, they can never take that fantastic victory from last year away from them. All right. Other side of the equation, a couple of teams that like to run the football. I talked to head coach Lee Doty today, and he said, hey, we both like to run it, but we think that we might be able to do something against Jena, as the Sterlington Panthers were the home team. Jena coming in with 2 great running backs, Cedric Wilson, Daniel Hatcher. These guys average 220 yards a game on the ground, but Sterlington comes out and shows us how it's done early. You got J-Rob Breen hitting T.J. Birch. That made it an 8-0 lead with a 2-point conversion. And then after a 3-and-out, Birch with the handoff right up the gut. Nobody stops him. 15-0. The Panthers with a great start, and they would keep making it even better as Jena, another 3-and-out, tries to punt it, but this one is slapped down by Cam Bagwell, scooped up by Trey Birch. He rambles down to the 2-yard line. They're on the doorstep again. Sterlington still in the first quarter, goes in front 21-0 as Gavin Edwards hammers it home right here. Panthers fans already booking their hotels in New Orleans, and they could keep dancing as well as Birch keeps running, stiff-arming defenders into Giant territory. Then it's Breen sneaking in for the score, 28-0 Sterlington. Are you kidding me? The Panthers, students ready for the Big Easy, and Hagen Herring wants to join the parade, slicing up the Giants' defense for a big gain. He would finish off the drive right here, 35-0 Spencer at the half.
That's incredible to be up that much in a semifinal game.
This is a good Jena team, but this was not a good night for the Giants as they just get taken to the woodshed.
Oh,
check out your final score as Sterlington is headed to New Orleans, 48-14. Panthers, a 10-4 record. Jena bows out, the number 7 seed, with also a 10-4 mark.
You talk about a statement win, though. That's got to be a statement. I mean, 48-14 in the semifinals. That is impressive for Lee Doty's squad. And you know what's funny? You know, regardless of whoever won this game, Union was going to have to kind of deal with the same sort of offense that Union, not Union, St. James is going to have to deal with that same sort of offense that Union runs. 3 teams that basically run the triple option, run it down your throat all day. Be interesting to see how LD and the Wildcats can
Panthers
adjust.
have a great program. We've been showing a lot of old classic Superdome games. Sterlington pops up all the time. They've been there, they've done it, and it's good to see them back in that role. We'll see what they do when they get the chance next week.
Tell you what, we have on the other side of this break, we have a potential history breaker for Leesville, Xavier Ford. He had the chance to set the all-time rushing record in a season. Would he be able to do it? And would the Wampus Cats be able to end up in New Orleans? Don't go anywhere.
Buying online is easy, but not when it comes to buying medications. Counterfeit pills and other illicit substances are being laced with fentanyl. Kids are dying from these fake pills. Fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. A lethal dose is smaller than a pencil point. Worse yet, medical professionals can't tell the difference between real pills and their counterfeits. Don't take anything that doesn't come from your doctor. Buying online can leave you flatlined.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play!
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
We've already seen who's been booking their spots and booking their hotels in New Orleans. The Prep Classic preview, though, we'll be able to hear from all those head coaches, from the likes of LD to Bryce Brown to whoever else you think can go to the Dome. And that'll be tuning in on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Our Places Our High School Spotlight for the week. We'll have previews of every single matchup, and you'll hear from each of the coaches.
You know, last year, no New Orleans teams were in the Dome. There were some New Orleans area teams, but we're seeing that be reversed this year in terms of a lot of great teams. One of those teams trying to punch their ticket, the Eagles of Shaw, playing at home as the #1 seed against the Chargers of Madison Prep, a #5 seed. First drive of the game, and it's Madison Prep's Alfred McKnight, their star running back, up the middle. But coughs up the football. That is a turnover. The Eagles specialize in the takeaways. Their defense has been doing it all year. And here we go as Hank Tierney's team gets the possession, steals the possession. Jasper Parker, this guy is so good. Get out of my way. That's a 22-yard touchdown. And just like that, Shaw is up 7-0. Next Madison Prep drive, Chargers, high snap, back toward the end zone. Get on it. Well, if you get on it and you're in green, that's a touchdown. And the Eagles are up 14-0, just like that. The Chargers would regroup, though. 4th and long, Tylen Johnson, a dart to Keon Robinson. That's a first down as the Chargers move the sticks a few plays later. Johnson, he can run it and throw it. Takes it to the outside and right on into the end zone. Madison Prep cuts the deficit to 14-7. The deficit now just a touchdown. But the next Shaw drive, Jasper Parker.
Oh my goodness, this kid is
juking
insane.
those defenders, but you got to bring the football with you. It's out and it's recovered by Madison Prep, so the Chargers with a chance to perhaps tie the score. McKnight up the gut, touchdown, that's what we have. Tie score, 14-14. But from there, the momentum swings to the green. Jasper Parker at the goal line gives them the 21-14 lead. Madison Prep bidding to tie it again, but on 4th down, Johnson's pass swatted down by Allen Shaw, and the Eagles take it over. A few minutes later, Mason Wilson to Stephen Huon, 10-yard touchdown, 28-14. Shaw starts to pull away, and tonight the Chargers are coming home, and the Shaw Eagles will play in the Superdome. Final score in this one, a tight one, but Shaw, the number 1 seed, survives 35-28, improving its record to 11-2.
Tell you what, it's like a West Bank thing, right? You have that's literally their handle on X. Shaw is a West Bank thing, and then you got Edna, Karr as well. So 2 teams from New Orleans this time. And I'll tell you what, who are they going to take on, though? Was it going to be Leesville Xavier Ford? Was it going to be the Edie White Cardinals? Leesville Xavier Ford chasing history, but Edie White trying to get back to the Dome for the first time since 2021. Head coach Kyle Lassane looking obviously to get the Cardinals back into that Dome. Cardinals 10-2, number 3 seed, huge crowd on hand. The Wampus Cats from Leesville, though, looking to be that sort of Cinderella 7 seed. And there you see Xavier Ford, number 24, chasing that history. First drive for Edie White, Carter Douglas. He carries the rock, and he's going to pick up a good first down. Next play, a QB keeper for Grant Barbera. And the junior keeps his feet, and he moves the chains again. Cardinals moving the ball well early. Now, Edie White, they're going to turn it up a notch. From the 20-yard line, Landon Babin, he's going to take the sweep, and he's going to find his way into the end zone for an early touchdown, 7-0. And look at this crowd in Thibodaux. They showed out. Look at the green. Lucky to be a Cardinal. Lucky Charms. Guess who's going home and having some Lucky Charms? Xavier Ford and Leesville, they get to work. A senior. He bulldozes ahead. He's built forward tough. He's tough to bring down.
You think they know he's going to get the ball?
I think so. But you also have the likes of Trell Broom as well. Trell Broom, he finds his man over the middle, and another good one. But the drive stalls for the Wampus Cats. And guess what? Edie White, they'll get the ball back. And the Wampus Cat defense, they make a stop, but they turn it right back over. That is Nate Thompson, who makes the one-handed snag in coverage. But once again, they turn it right back over,
struggle, yeah.
Which is something we might not have expected, especially with the likes of Xavier Ford. But here comes Ford running downhill, and he will get the first down. 30 yards on the next 2 plays. And then he had 41 of Leesville's 51 total yards in the first half. He averaged just 4 yards per carry. Not what he needed. He needed about 135 to set that record we've been talking about all week. But Edie White, tell you what, they came out and they were cooking. Barbera, he throws a chase knock-in, and on the far sideline, he blows past the tackler, and he's up 19 yards. Leesville's back on the attack, though. Way downfield, a chance for a momentum swinger, but it's dropped from Mike Davis. Now 14-0 Cardinals. And knocking on the door again, Edie White into the end zone for the touchdown. It's Grant Barbera again, and that was
starting to feel it.
Cardinals up 21-0 at the half. Really wasn't close for Edie White, or really wasn't close for Leesville. Cardinals jumped out to a huge lead, and the Cardinals of Edie White heading back to the Dome for the first time since 2021. A really memorable season for Leesville and the Wampus Cats. But let's hear from Coach Kyle Lassane.
Wanted to get some momentum rolling, try to establish some things offensively, and that happened. And look, when you got 4 seniors up front in the offensive line, really took control of the football game in the second half. Defensively, played lights out, just lights out football. Very proud of our kids.
What was this environment like?
It's crazy environment. Tremendous community support for our football program.
Love being here. Kids love playing in this program, and we're going to go give it a good effort next week.
The man himself, Garrett Walver, he caught up with Robert Causey after the game and said that Leesville's Xavier Ford set the record for the state for the most rushing yards in a season. He also finished his career with 121 touchdowns. He had 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, but not enough to get the Wampus Cats to the Dome. But
he would have traded that record to get to the Dome.
He would have. He would have. But what a terrific, young man, and I'm sure this will be something that will forever be remembered in Leesville history. I mean, he broke Cecil Collins' record, which is by no means easy, and now he holds the state's all-time leading rusher in a season. I don't even know what the number is. It's 3,000 and something, which means he was averaging like 200 plus a game. So really impressive season from him. But the Cardinals of Edie White, they're going to the Dome.
We're headed down the home stretch on that road to the Dome. Stay right with us.
For over 100 years, our families have gathered together to share with each other our challenges and hopes, to take this light we've been gifted and paint a brighter future for the next generation. The seeds we plant today are the bounty we harvest tomorrow. As farmers, we know that together we're stronger than we could ever be apart. We're the Louisiana Farm Bureau, and we're the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
Welcome back to Friday Night in the Boot. Final segment here for you. Ouachita Christian made the travel down to Ascension Catholic, and a game-time decision for the Bulldogs. Chad Elsey did not play, their star running back, but OCS didn't care. Luke Vidrine, he's going to load up, and he finds Patrick Turpin for the touchdown. It's an early lead for the Eagles, but here comes the Bulldogs. It's Camille LaBeouf. Oh, wait, it's not. It's intercepted by Hunter Traxler with the INT. And a field goal attempt here for the Eagles. It's good. So now it's 10-0. But Ascension Catholic's going to take the kickoff return. Lowell Narcisse in his first year trying to get the Bulldogs to the Dome. And on this kickoff, look at this. The ball flies up in the air. Where's he at? There he is right there. And he's going to take off. And that is Gavin Gregoire, the running back / defensive back. And he's gone into the end zone for a touchdown. Just a momentum shifter the Bulldogs needed. It's now 10-7. Ouachita would take over on offense. Oh, I love that, by the way. The purple lights, the purple rain. Come on now. Ouachita
Showing
back,
your age there, Spencer.
back on offense, and that is picked off by Mace Melanson. And Mace Melanson is going to take it into good territory, and then the Bulldogs stay rolling on offense. Camille LaBeouf, no Chad Elsey, no problem. Loads up, throws to the end zone, caught by Cy Landry. And he's into the end zone, and now Ascension Catholic leads. It would be 14-10. But OCS and Macon, oh, look at that. Back out the end zone, you're going to have to just throw it out the back. Good move there by the quarterback. I believe it was 18-10 when that happened. Now makes it 20-10, or sorry, 22-10. But Macon Leonard, I tell you what, this kid has been outstanding for the Eagles and Coach Fitzhugh all season. Makes a good run there, and you'll see here again now, Luke Vidrin is going to take off, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. And OCS goes down on the road, and they get it done. The 11 seed heading to the state championship game again. They've kind of become, accustomed to that 24-22 win. Let's hear from Coach Stephen Fitzhugh after the win.
Yeah, they fought, they battled all 4 quarters, and that's who these guys are. I mean, they just never surrender, never quit, and yeah, it didn't look good at halftime, but we came out, we kept fighting, we kept plugging, even, again, all the way down to the last play of the game. Hats off to Ascension Catholic. I mean, they got a great ball club, and they fought the entire game. Like I say, it was just a great knockdown fight, throughout the whole ball game. But I'm so proud of our guys, the way they battled tonight.
We just needed to have it, and it was a great play call, and all I can say is we did it.
This is a Cinderella team that again, they just keep going every week, and they battled on the road, and again, that dome, no place like playing there in December, and I mean, again, for our guys to battle like they did, it's special again.
So they were the 11 seed advancing to the Dome. Could the 12 seed, Kentwood, get by the number 1 seed in this bracket? That would be the Screaming Eagles of Vermilion Catholic. Obviously the home team, been great all year. Nobody can knock them off. And first quarter, 3rd and 16, their quarterback, Jonathan D'Artez, usually runs, but here he raises up and completes a pass for 27 yards to Hudson Abear. That's a first down. Now you're going to see what he does so often. D'Artez calls his own number, dashes into the end zone, 16-yard score. VC goes up 7-0. Kentwood now tries to come back with a response. 3rd down. Ahmad Bickham Jr. passing to Jermaine Brown. That's a 15-yard gain, but there the drive would stall, and VC gets another possession. D'Artez up the sideline. Jiron Bessard, the senior. Big pickup, 28 yards in the flat, gives him a first down. Second quarter, and D'Artez about to get touchdown number 2 going the other way. Right here from 1 yard out, Eagles missed the PAT, but they're up 13-0 on the Kangaroos. Then D'Artez in the next possession, running that football again. This time it's 35 yards of the house. We've seen him do this all season long, and now it is 20-0. The Kangaroos need to get the offense started up in a hurry.
For sure.
But instead, right before the half, as Bickham hooks up with Jamarius Campbell for the first down, they face a 4th and long, and it's Bickham trying to find somebody downfield, keeping his feet moving, trying to keep the play alive. Tries to run, perhaps pick it up, but no, just too many defenders swarming the Screaming Eagles. Take him out of bounds, shut that down, and wow, VC, how about this? 33-0. 13-0 now for the Screaming Eagles this year. The Kangaroos end the season 10-4. They scored 50 last week. A goose egg tonight.
That sets up a rematch of the 2022 state championship between Vermilion Catholic Ouachita Christian. OCS took that 28-14. Let's head to the non-select side now. Logansport making that long, and I mean long, journey down to South Plaquemine. And tell you what, this new stadium for South Plaque looks awesome. I got to kind of see it over some of this video, but this isn't the start they want. Oh wait, is it? It is. We had the fake punt, but is it? It does just get stopped. The Tigers defense gets a good start for them. They take over, they go to work. Joseph Powell, he gets the call and he answers. Pushed out at the 1 for a 23-yard gain. That would set up Cretan Kaysen. And Kaysen's going to take it himself, call his own number. He's into the end zone. 7-0 Tigers. South Plaque, they would need to respond in the second quarter now. The Hurricanes, as they're known down in Burris. We call it the toe of the boot. And guess what? Burris, sorry. Jaheim Williams. Sorry, this is, Alex Phillips, bends the corner, but he gets tackled out at the 4 for a nice gain. 3rd and goal, they give it to the big man, Trevante Williams. And look at Williams. Bangs over a couple of defenders, extends over the line and into the end zone. Missed PAT, it's 7-6 Logansport. Here comes the Tigers again. It's Kaysen who tries to connect, but he can't connect. Dean Anaclade with the flex after the stop. And then back to work for the Canes, QB keeper for Roderick Parker. Tell you what, he is quick, and that man is moving. He gets deep into Tiger territory a few plays later. I mentioned him earlier. Jaheim Williams, a senior who's had such a good year, finishes the job and gets into the end zone. The two-point conversion was no good. 12-7 now, Canes, and they would go on to win this one 20-14. South Plaque is heading to the Dome for the first time since, I believe, 2009, and I'm sure Coach Lyle Feet, who we previewed this game on the Spotlight earlier this week, he's excited to get back in the Dome, won it as a player.
Who's rooting for a Hurricanes-Tornado showdown in the Superdome where they don't have any weather? I am. Let's see what happens as Haynesville takes on General Trask, and of course Haynesville was there last year, played against Oak Grove, came up short in that game, but I'll tell you what, that little kick right there, and then Eli Bray, a 30-yard touchdown, and the Tornado already up with 10 quick points. Isaiah Washington to Donnie Critton, taken down by Demarion Berry just before getting to the goal line. And then Haynesville. Critton, Panthers trying to keep him out of the end zone, but it's too late. He's back in there for another score, 18-6. The Tornadoes rolling this one, adding another 27 points, 45-6. The Golden Tornado is 13-0 now. General Trask, the Panthers, end up 9-5 on the season.
So tell me, Steve, which one you picking here, the Hurricanes or the Tornado?
You know, I got a feel for the Tornado after the disappointment of a really tough performance against Oak Grove. But you know, South Plaque, they're the home favorite. We keep talking all these New Orleans area teams playing in the Dome. It's going to be a party in the Crescent City, having so much, hometown goodwill for these teams.
Tell you what else is going to be a party. The Prep Classic preview on Tuesday. We just showed you all the teams that booked their spot in the Dome with Haynesville and South Plaque in Division IV non-select. We'll hear from, I'm pretty sure, every single coach, if I'm correct, Steve, in the Prep Classic preview next Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Also got a great tribute to the season, all the great plays, all the great teams that will close out that show. You want to stay tuned for that. Garrett Wolbert put together a lot of celebrations, a lot of great moments, a lot of great big hits and plays.
Before we head out, we want to give a big thank you to anyone who's helped us out with video this year, whether that be KNOE up in Monroe, KTBS out in Shreveport, WVUE in Garland Gillen down in New Orleans, who's been great for us.
KATC in Lafayette, for sure.
KPLC out in Lake Charles, and
KALB in Alexandria.
The work we do and the way we put this show together wouldn't be possible without them. So we really appreciate them and all of you for watching this season. But sadly,
if you're watching on YouTube, get the app. Don't have to pay for the championship games. It's free as long as you're on the LHSAA network. And so we invite you to, if you haven't already, tell your friends, download it. This is it for the Friday Night in the Boot first season. For Spencer Verrett, I'm Steve Schneider. Thank you for joining us all season, and we will see you in the Superdome for the Prep Classic next week.